Hello everyone, this is February. In today's video, we are going to walk through how to configure a shared multi-user device using Microsoft Intune. Shared devices are commonly used in environments like meeting rooms, training centers, factory floors, and kiosk scenarios, where multiple users access the same Windows devices throughout the day. In this session, I'll show you how to properly set up and manage these devices using Intune and explain the key configuration points you need to understand. The core value of this feature lies in addressing the credential and profile management challenges that naturally occur when multiple users share the same PC. When several people use a single device issue like cached credentials, leftover user profiles, and residual data can quickly become a security and compliance risk. With Intune's shared device configuration, you can significantly reduce these risks by managing how user sessions and profiles are handled on the device. What you're seeing on the screen right now is a typical scenario we can all imagine. A meeting room where a shared PC is being used to join a Microsoft Teams meeting. Even in this situation, if a specific user has been invited to the meeting, their credentials will likely be signed in on that device. And that exactly where management becomes important, because once those credentials are cached or the session remains active, the next person who used the device could potentially access information that doesn't belong to them. This is why proper session and profile control on shared device is critical. Now, let's move on and start deploying the shared device policy through Microsoft Intune. Before we can deploy any shared device configuration, the device must first be enrolled in Intune. From there, go to Accounts and then select Access Work or School. Next, we'll proceed with the Microsoft Entra ID join process. Make sure you choose Join this device to Microsoft Entra ID, not just Connect, since we want the device to be fully joined and managed. This step is essential for enabling centralized identity and policy control through Intune. For this step, you will need to sign in using an account that has either a Microsoft 365 E3 or higher license, or a user license that includes Microsoft Intune. Think of this as your administrative or master account for the enrollment process. Make sure the device shows as Microsoft Entra ID joined and confirm that it is properly enrolled in Microsoft Intune MDM. You can first check the enrollment status in the Microsoft Intune Admin Center. Keep in mind that it may take some time before the device appears in the portal, If the device doesn't show up right away in Intune, you can verify it first in the Microsoft Entra Admin Center. Since Intune policies are assigned at the group level, the next step is to create a security group that includes the enrolled device. In Microsoft, Intune policies are not applied directly to individual devices by default. They are targeted to groups. As you can see on the screen, select the appropriate platform first, in this case Windows 10 and later. Then choose the shared multi-user device template. Once you've selected the template, click Create to proceed. Now it's time to configure the configuration settings. Depending on your environment and requirements, the options you see and the way you configure them may vary. But the key areas to focus on are guest account settings, account management, and local storage controls. In this example, I selected guest and Microsoft Entra ID accounts. The reason for this choice is to allow some flexibility for single sign-on scenarios. However, there's a bit of a dilemma here. When the screen locks, a local guest account does not require a password by default, which can introduce a potential security concern. On the other hand, when users sign in with the Microsoft Entra ID account, the device requires authentication when the screen is locked, which provides stronger security and accountability. As for local storage, even if you restrict storage usage, certain folders like the downloads folder will still exist on the device. So you need to carefully consider how profile cleanup and storage policies are configured. Now we'll assign the device group to this policy and complete the creation process. Since it can take some time for the Intune policy to fully apply, I'll go ahead and show you a virtual machine where the policy has already been reflected. Here's a virtual machine where the policy has not been applied yet. As you can see, the guest account option is not visible on the sign-in screen. Now, this virtual machine has the policy fully applied. As you can see, the guest account option is available, which means users can sign in using a guest session. In this configuration, local storage is also enabled, so users are allowed to store data locally on the device during their session. And here's an important behavior of shared devices. When a user signs out, the device can automatically remove the existing user profile and create a fresh one for the next session. In this VM, the user signed in with a Microsoft Entra ID account, and after a period of inactivity, the screen was automatically locked. To continue using the device, the user must either sign out completely or re-enter their password to sign back in. From a security perspective, this is a very strong and desirable configuration. On the left VM, local drive access is enabled, meaning users can store and access files directly on the device. On the right VM, local drive access is restricted, so users are not allowed to save data locally. This comparison clearly demonstrates how the shared multi-user device configuration can control local storage behavior depending on your security requirements. That covers the fundamental concepts and configuration steps for shared devices using Microsoft Intune. I hope this video helped you better understand how shared multi-user device settings work in real-world scenarios. If you found this concept helpful, please consider subscribe, turning on notifications, leaving a comment, and giving this video a like. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.